Good. Come on. Here we go. Here you go. Come on. Yeah, let's see. There we are. Namaste and Satnam, yogis. I'm Tracy. This is Opal. And this is Yoga Union, where people unite in a quest for wellness of body, mind, and spirit. Whether you're a yoga virgin or a seasoned practitioner, Tracy's Yoga Union has a place for your mat. So let's roll those mats out and get started. Today's practice will be a flow to find our pure potential. Pure potentiality, giving credit to Deepak Chopra, invites us to just be, to commune with nature, and to daily practice non-judgment. And before we get into our flow, again, let me introduce you to Opal. Opal is new to YouTube and new to my family. We adopted Opal from Love of Labs, Indiana. If you are a lab lover, there are Love of Lab organizations in pretty much every state. They're very well organized and really do great volunteer work to connect loving labs with forever homes. And so this is Opal's first. I'm not sure how she'll respond to things, so she may be more active, or maybe she'll just chill and get that good yoga vibe. We'll see. But welcome to Tracy's Yoga Union, Opal. We look forward to having you in lots of YouTubes. So as we get started, we're going to do so on our bellies, finding a crocodile. And so crocodile is folding our arms, spreading those legs wide, letting the toes drop in, and then resting our head on top of those folded arms. And what we find here is a lift of the heart so that we're resting on the ribs. And we can really get into our diaphragmatic breathing here. Let's just take a few breaths to find our center, to remind ourselves throughout this practice to not judge our thoughts, our bodies, our postures. When we find that judgment coming in, just gently push it aside. Coming back to just being with the practice. And we'll start with a modified bow pose. So we'll straighten out those toes. And we'll leave the right arm bent, resting our head on that right arm. Right leg's gonna stay straight. We're gonna bend into that left knee. And then bring the left hand to grab onto that left foot. We're not lifting any other part of the body but the foot into the hand. Trying to keep that left foot right in the middle of our glute there. Getting a nice quad stretch on this side of our modified bow pose. gentle release of that left leg down. And we'll reverse. So rest our head on our left hand. Bring a bend into that right knee and place that right foot into your right hand. And the foot about right there in the middle of the glute. Feeling a nice quad stretch on this side in our modified bow pose. Gently releasing down. I'm going to do a modified cat stretch to stretch our shoulder. So we're going to bend that right elbow right out to the side here. And we're going to come on to that right side. You can bend those knees. Gently push into the left fingertips. Or you can bring that left arm behind. For me, this is a tough stretch into the shoulder. Almost difficult for me to even explain because it's so tough for me. But I'm not going to judge. I'm going to let that be. Release. Bring a bend into the left elbow. Bend those knees. See how I'm using my fingertips here. Kind of push in. A little bit more open on this side so you could even lift the back knee a bit. Feeling all of this now in the left shoulder. Release that down, coming back to center. I'm going to place our head on our bent arms again. I'm going to lift up those knees, kind of spread them out, bring the heels or soles together, and see how far you can let those legs drop down. Here we're in a belly butterfly. So for some, all parts of your legs may be touching the mat. And the rest of us in all different kinds of positions in this belly butterfly. Don't judge where you are. Just let the pose be. Let the mind be silent. Release the butterfly legs there. Straighten them out. Let's bend into those elbows. Come up onto those elbows. Find our Sphinx pose here. Really push into the elbows. Open up that heart center. And then, are there any creases in the neck? If so, make some adjustments so that those creases are gone. Come on to our toes there. Start to push back. Find a wide-legged child's pose here. We'll add a prayer into this child's pose. So bending the elbows, bringing the palms together above the head. So wide-legged child prayer. A way of binding the posture, just connecting more parts of the body. Those hands. We're going to come into keeping our child's pose. Just going to thread the needle. So let's start by bringing that right arm under the body. Really move that shoulder as far forward as you can. And then the left fingertips, like we did in that modified cat's pose, push those into the earth so that you can open up more of the body into the twist. And then see if you can sink a little bit as well into the child's pose. And that bottom sink down. Release that right arm. Let's just reverse. Thread that left arm through, really bringing that shoulder forward. Hello, push into those fingertips of the right hand to allow the body to open into the twist. That bottom sink down in the child's pose. And then we'll inhale, release, come to standing on our knees for a quick little camel's pose here. So knees and hips in alignment to start out. You could curl your toes so that you would eventually be able to place your hands on the backs of your heels, or you can really put the heels of the palms into that low back. And in the camel, so we want to begin to open up the heart center, but at the same time kind of pushing those hips forward so we get a nice bend in the low and the mid back. You'll be able to either drop that head back if it's comfortable or keep it more neutral. So use that inhale to start to open the heart center. Really push through those hips. Wherever it's comfortable for the hands. If they're at the low back, maybe resting on your heels. You can keep the head more neutral. Drop it back if that's more comfortable. And then use that inhale to give strength to lift from that camel. Coming down to all fours to push up into our first downward dog. And as we move into this dog, let's give a nice bend to that left knee and see if we can bring the right heel down to the mat. Breathe into the stretch of that right calf. Then we'll reverse, big bend into the right knee. See if you can bring the left heel down to the mat. Still pushing into the mat with your palms, creating length along the spine, keeping that head in between the elbows. Straighten out that right knee. We're just going to walk to the front of the mat. Try a forward fold twist here. So we're folding forward. We're going to cross the right foot behind the left. You can come on the outer edge of that right foot. Start to walk your hands over to the left. We're going to keep the bend in the left knee, but straighten out the right. And then at the same time, lift those right fingertips up to the sky. Little forward fold twist. Exhale, release, and let's reverse. So we'll unwind there. Cross the left behind the right. Resting on the outer edge of that left foot. Walk our fingertips over to the right. Keep the right knee bent. Straighten out that left leg. And then lift those left fingertips. No, right fingertips. On up to the sky. Exhale those down. Bring everything back to center. Unwind. Step those feet wide and out at an angle. Coming down to a nice yogi squat here. Palms at heart center. Using those elbows to possibly push the legs a bit wider. Noticing how that nice wide stance and those angled toes allow the knees to follow that same direction. Place those palms down, start to release. We'll push back into another downward dog. Preparing for our first flow here. So inhale that right leg up. Exhale, bend into that right knee. And now we're going to kneel our one-legged dog here. So on an exhale, bend deeply into those knees. Keep your arms straight, kind of like a tabletop here, but kneeling or curtsying. Inhale, lift back up to three-legged dog. Exhale, sit that right ankle on the left and bend into those knees. Inhale, lift. Exhale, kneel that dog. Inhale, lift and straighten. Bring that right leg through. Walk those hands almost off the mat. Lifting that left leg into our standing splits. And then we'll kneel the splits as well. So on an exhale, bend into those knees, kind of curl into a ball here. And on the inhale, straighten back up into the splits. Exhale, kneel into the splits. Exhale, straighten out. Exhale, kneel. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, set that back leg down. Angle out those toes. Straighten out that leg, but square up those hips. We'll find our triangle pose. Place those hands inside the right foot. Kind of heel toe that right foot out to the edge. And we're gonna bring a nice wide stance in with the left leg on the outer edge as well. And so here we're finding our lizard pose. You can even let that right knee drop open. And so our legs are wide. From front to back and from side to side of the mat. Bring that knee back in, then drop the back knee. Now we're going to twist our lizard. So lift that back leg. Bring the right hand to find those left toes. And twist that lizard. Slow, gentle release down. Hands back to the mat. Curling those back toes. We push back into that downward dog. And we'll find that flow on this side. So inhale, left leg up. Exhale, bend that left knee. And then we're going to come into that kneeling dog. Inhale, lifts us up. Exhale, kneel the dog. Inhale, lift. Exhale, kneel. Inhale, lift. Step it on through. Walk those hands almost off the mat. Lift that right leg for standing splits. And then we'll exhale, kind of curl into that ball, kneel the splits. Inhale, lift. Exhale, curl. Inhale, lift. Exhale, curl. Inhale, lift. Exhale, set that back foot down, angle out the toes. Unbend that knee or any bends in the knee. Square off those hips. Find your pyramid. Hands inside that left foot, kind of heel toe the left foot out to the edge. Right foot out to the edge. And then a nice wide stance. Finding our lizard pose here. Again, you can let that left knee open up. And so we're dropping again onto the outer edge of that foot. So the length of the mat, we're taking up space. The width of the mat, also taking up space there. Bring that left knee more back to neutral. Drop the back knee. Lift that foot. And we're gonna twist that lizard. Grabbing onto the left toes, right toes with the left hand. Gently release. Palms back down. Curl those toes. Definitely find that dog. One more flow here. Gonna inhale. Let's do the left leg. Inhale that left leg. Bring it on through. Angle those back toes. Bend that left knee. Lift those arms up, and here's our warrior one. If you practice yoga, warrior one is most likely a posture that you're comfortable with. So drop the judgment, quiet the mind, just be the warrior. Straighten that knee. Just kind of hinge forward. We're going to walk our hands to the long edge of the mat for a nice wide-legged standing forward fold. Let's bring the left hand kind of underneath the nose. Inhale. Lift those right fingertips to the sky for a nice twist. Keep those hips level to the mat. Release that left hand. I'm going to come down to the right knee. Bring that right hand outside that knee. Straighten out the left foot, stretching out through those toes. Left fingertips to the sky. Modified plank. You could also lift and point through the toes of that left leg. You could bring that top arm behind to bind. Release down. Come on back to center. Finding that wide-legged, standing forward fold again. Bringing right fingertips under the nose. Inhaling those left fingertips to the sky for a little twist here. Down. Come down to that left knee. Left hand outside of that left knee. Right fingertips up, pointing through the right toes, straight leg. You could also lift that right leg, bind that right arm. A modified side plank here. Release it down. Bring everything back to center. Find that wide-legged forward fold, standing again. Now we're going to come to the back of the mat. So whichever side you've been facing, let's walk our fingertips to the other front of the mat. We should now be bringing a bend in to that right knee. We're going to inhale, arms up overhead, and find our warrior one on this side. To meet the front. We can come to the long edge of the mat again. Going to do some balance postures here. All good balance postures start with a strong, steady mountain pose. So let yourself feel firmly planted, imagining 4 corners to each foot. Lifting up out of those hips for a nice straight spine. Let that chin be level and the shoulders relax. Face relax, eyes slightly open. Start balancing on the left leg with standing pigeon balance. So we're going to cross the right leg over, sit that right ankle on that left knee. Now start to push that bottom back. Letting that right knee open up as much as possible. Palms can be at heart center. Next inhale, begin to straighten that left knee. Releasing slightly that right foot down. As we come into dancer pose. So left arm is lifted first, right foot in the right hand. And then we can begin to come forward for king dancer. Little wobbly. Exhale, start to release. Don't quite let that foot come down. Bring that right knee out and find our tree pose. Exhale, let it all come down. Shake it out a bit. Find that wonderful, strong, steady mountain pose again. reverse that balance sequence. So we're going to sit that left ankle on the right knee, beginning to bend into that knee as we push that bottom back, possibly bringing those palms to heart center for our balancing pigeon. As we stand to release for King Dancer, maybe just a light tap of those left toes down. Find Dancer first, and you can stay in Dancer. Or we start to open up here. Again, trying to keep the hips pointing towards the bottom of the mat, right? Facing down. Gonna try and find that King Dancer just for a breath or two more. As we exhale and start to come down, we first pause in our tree. And exhale, release, shake it out. We'll come to the top of the mat and just use a modified sun to bring us down to seated. So come into the top of that mat. Inhale those arms up overhead. Exhale, bring those palms to heart center. Hinge and fold. Use that inhale, come back up halfway with a flat back. Exhale, forward fold again. Step back, find your plank. Find opal. And then we're just going to come to a wide-legged straddle. Hello, opal. Come over here. Good girl. So finding our wide-legged straddle. Come right here, opal. Good girl. She's doing a pretty good job. She's got quite the wiggle butt. Good girl. Good girl. There you go. Sit down. Wide-legged straddle here. Little premiere for Opal. Good girl. So we'll do a side stretch here. There you go. Good girl. So we're going to stretch over to the right. And what I like to do, I like to place my forearm kind of right here at the knee. And then stretch that left arm up and over. This kind of gives some balance and perspective to the stretch. It helps me get into this stretch a bit better. Also allows that left hip to stay more planted. Let's inhale and reverse. So we put that forearm right there, kind of at the middle of the knee. And then we stretch that right hand up and over. I think it also allows me to have a little leverage there to keep the front of my body from collapsing. I was letting my head drop there, so we do want to bring that head more up to the elbow, forearm area. Note that's the tricep area. Inhale, release. Now we're just going to exhale and fold over that right leg. I'm going to give a little push here to this left hip. It's wanting to lift up just a bit too much. Inhale up. Let's exhale and forward fold in the straddle over the left leg. Using my right hand now just to apply some pressure here to help push that right hip down a bit. Inhale, center, and then we'll walk it through the center. Any amount that's comfortable for you. Hopefully how I've kept my toes engaged, still pointing up to the ceiling while I've been in this wide-legged seated posture. Walk it in. Swing those feet around so we're facing the long edge, long way of the mat here, feet facing that short edge. We're gonna do one reverse tabletop here. So imagine yourself in tabletop. So now we're just gonna reverse that. So we'll come up onto the hands, up onto the feet. Our arms are straight. The front of our body open, our knees bent, toes pointing forward. If you need to keep a little lift, or if you can let the head remain neutral, just an extension of the spine there. Exhale, bring that down. As we come onto our backs, let's first find happy baby. So legs wide, knees bent, grabbing onto the outer edges of the feet so we can pull those knees down to our armpits here. Really forcing, I don't know if force is a good word, but we're applying some good pressure all along the length of the spine. Letting that area really release. So we bring our feet to the mat, we'll keep them wide. And we're gonna end with a figure 4 twist. So let's start by dropping both knees to the left. And then we're gonna stack the right ankle on top of, the left ankle on top of the right. I'm going to place that left hand on our belly. If it's okay with your shoulder, lift that right arm overhead and then turn your head in the same direction as the knees. Just be. Maybe imagine in your mind your favorite piece of nature, be it a tree, your garden, something you see outside on a walk with your dog. Judge yourself here, or the way you think you look, or how anything feels. Just release, keep those legs wide. We'll drop our knees to the right. Stack leg, right hand on the belly, left arm up overhead if that's comfortable. And then turn your head to face the same direction as those knees. Just breathe and be in this lovely figure 4 twist. Inhale everything to center, and let's stretch those legs out, taking up as much space there. Arms out to your side, palms facing up, making any adjustments with the shoulders, the head, to find a very comfortable Shavasana. Corpse pose. I'm going to share some more information from Deepak Chopra on his law of pure potentiality. The source of all creation is pure consciousness, pure potentiality, seeking expression from the unmanifest to the manifest. And when we realize that our true self is one of pure potentiality, we align with the power that manifests everything in nature. I will put the law of pure potentiality into effect by making a commitment to taking the following steps. I will get in touch with the field of pure potentiality by taking time each day to be silent, to just be. I will sit alone in silent meditation at least twice a day. Deepak Chopra's recommendation is 30 minutes at the start of the day and 30 minutes at the end. If you can work up to that, or whatever you can fit in for time to be silent, time to be. I will take time each day to commune with nature, to silently witness the intelligence within every living thing. I will sit silently and watch a sunset, or listen to the sound of the ocean or a stream, or simply smell the scent of a flower. In the ecstasy of my own silence, and by communing with nature, I will enjoy the life throb of ages, the field of pure potentiality and unbounded creativity. I will practice non-judgment. I will begin my day with the statement, "Today I shall judge nothing that occurs." And throughout the day, I will remind myself not to judge. And I certainly invite you to stay in Shavasana for as long as the body and mind are quiet but conscious. When you're ready to release, do so with just some little wiggles of fingers and toe tips. Rocking up or coming over to one side to come to seated. Bringing those palms to heart center. And finishing with Namaste. Peace, yogis, and thank you. Good girl. Opal thanks you as well.